Good morning, everybody. Froggy Stocks here. Nothing I say is financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Big news. Big news on Adam Aron. Skeletons are starting to come out of the closet. What do you know? This is from Liz Hoffman at Semaphore. And Adam Aron also tweeted this morning, which kind of helps confirm this article. People probably woke up this morning and went, what the hell is Adam Aron talking about? And let me just read his tweet first. Let me read this. Throughout my long career, I've successfully led many prominent companies and am proud of my impeccable reputation. In recent years, AMC millions of retail shareholders have played a central role in my life. Your passion for our company is one of my key motivators in doing all I can to help survive so that eventually we can thrive, right? So he just kind of butters you up in the beginning there and tries to say he's for retail and blah, blah, blah. Because you were so important to me, there is a matter I want to share with you, which he should have shared a year ago. By definition, I live my life in public eye. Unfortunately, last year I became the victim of an elaborate criminal extortion by a third party who was unknown to me, related to false allegations about my personal life. Rather than give in to blackmail, I personally engaged in counsel and other professional advisors and reported the matter to law enforcement. I did so knowing I risked my personal embarrassment. But with my access to resources, if I did not stand up against blackmail, who could? A vigorous federal criminal investigation ensued, which resulted in the extortionist being arrested, convicted of a felony, and spending nearly a year in jail. At the time of the arrest, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York recommended my having reported the matter to the FBI and U.S. Department of Justice. This was entirely a personal matter. I was asked by law enforcement to keep this matter confidential during their investigation and subsequent court case. Of course, he was asked to keep it private. He wanted it to stay private because what happens next is exactly why, in my opinion, AMC stock fell through the floor. His retail shareholders was the only ones that didn't know this was going on, and the rest of the market probably did. I was asked by law enforcement to keep this matter confidential during the investigation of the court case. Shortly after the extortionist July 2023 sentencing, I informed AMC's board of directors, which thoroughly reviewed these events with independent outside counsel at WilmerHale. As I said above, this was entirely a personal matter, and the matter is closed. And now I'm reporting this to all you. I could not end this message without again thanking you, blah, 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 as well as emphasizing my extreme gratitude to the U.S. Attorney's Office for Southern District, New York, and FBI for their diligent, blah, blah, blah. Basically, he's buttering up the FBI. He's buttering up the District of New York, the AG, whatever, because it's all in the news right now, because these people are going after Trump. Adam Aron is a globalist who is friends with Harvey Weinstein. They had some really shady dealings, and I'm going to tell you why he's writing this today, which is really disgusting. AMC CEO shared sexually explicit photos and text in a blackmail plot. So one, he fell for a scam. That's how stupid he is. He is one of those guys who gets a catfish sexy photo of a girl and decided to talk her up. The high-profile and feisty CEO of the movie theater company AMC, Adam Aron, sent sexually explicit images and messages in weeks-long text exchange with a woman who tried to extort hundreds of thousands of dollars from him using fake identities. The outlines of the catfishing scam, which included demands for hush money and threats to tell the press and AMC's board, were laid out in 2022 federal indictment of a Bronx woman who pleaded guilty this summer. Aron is victim one, described at the time only as public CEO, according to the biographical details in the documents filed in the Southern District of New York and confirmed by people familiar with the matter. At the direction of the FBI, Aron told AMC's board about the indictment only after the woman, Sequoia Blackwood, was sentenced in July to time already served. So, really ridiculous things going on here. This is 2022. This is when AMC was going from $25 down to $4. This is what Adam Aron was doing while his shareholders were suffering. He was living the life. He made $30-40 million off his retail shareholders. He's out there falling for scams because some chick sent a honeypot image. But it gets better. Aron, who declined to comment to Semaphore, said on X Thursday morning after the story was first published, Rather than give in to blackmail, I personally engaged counsel and other professional advisors who reported the matter to law enforcement. I did so knowing I risked my professional and personal embarrassment, but with my access to resources, if I did not stand up against blackmail, who could? So he's self-glorifying. AMC's board said in a statement to Semaphore, the board retained independent counsel, Wilmer Hale, to look in the incident. The board determined it was a personal matter and considered the issue resolved. Aron embodied the meme stock craze when AMC soared alongside those of GameStop, BlackBerry, and the other left for dead companies. Calling himself the Silverback and taking to Twitter, now X, he became a spiritual leader of an online army of retail investors known as apes who gather on social media sites to await the MOAS, mother of all short squeezes, that will bankrupt hedge fund investors betting against AMC stock, which Aron specifically destroyed when he did the reverse split and when he issued APE. We had some really good gains on APE. We played the volatility. That's another story. But the issuance of the APE dividend specifically set the stock up for failure after Aron specifically sold shares in the hundreds of millions to short sellers specifically in the play. In March of 2022, Blackwood began texting Aron under the name Mia. She sent photos of a person that her attorneys later said was a 17-year-old Russian model. Prosecutors said the photo was of a Russian model but didn't specify age. So one, she sent a photo of an underage Russian model to Aron and he fell for it. That's extremely creeper. That is extremely disgusting. He's one of them old, creepy dudes that likes underage girls, according to this. It's just really weird. This is the whole Epstein, Weinstein, the whole thing. I mean, it's right here. It's so gross. And Aron did have personal relationships with Harvey Weinstein. And, of course, when Sound of Freedom came out, Aron did everything he possibly could. AMC theaters had so many problems trying to watch Sound of Freedom. Theaters shutting down, air conditioning shutting down, movies not playing, refunds going out. And Aron called it a conspiracy theory. In reality, in my opinion, he was sticking up for his globalist buddies. Aron, who's been married since 1987, mistook her for a woman with whom he had a prior relationship. So he gets a photo of a 17-year-old Russian model, and he mistook her as a woman he had a prior relationship with during the time he was married. He wasn't just doing this while we were all suffering at the bad management he was giving AMC in 2022. He could very much have well been extorted to crash the stock. We don't even know how deep this actually goes. This could not be the end of it. There might be more going on behind the scenes where big money used this to extort Aron into destroying the company. And he said, all right, I'll play ball with you. There's some skeletons here, and Aron needs to be investigated. Aron, who has been married since 87, mistook her for a woman with whom he had had a prior relationship, asking whether she was a ballerina who had done unmentionable things to him, according to court documents. The two began trading messages, and Aron eventually sent her explicit pictures, including of him and another woman, according to the government's sentencing memo. Aron is one, cheating on his wife, two, sending nude photos to people who are portrayed by scammers to be underage women. And he's doing this while he is the CEO of a freaking company that's worth billions of dollars, that he significantly and methodically crushed from 43 down to 3. Blackwood later made up other characters and texted Aron through online burner accounts from a fake ex-boyfriend and a fictitious Vanity Fair reporter who claimed to have seen some of the messages. She demanded hundreds of thousands of dollars in hush money and threatened to take the photos and messages to the press and AMC's board, at one point texting Aron the unlisted cell phone numbers of 6 directors. Offers are coming in like crazy. People love a scandal, she texted Aron under the guise of the ex-boyfriend. Aron didn't pay the blackmail and reported the events to the FBI. So the entire time this is happening, our company went down the gutter, went down the drain. And he didn't tell any of the shareholders what was going on while it was happening. And now look at this. AMC is about to run 10, 11 bucks. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Aron does this to kill the stock. I think this all came out today because the stock was running. This is ridiculous, man. I mean, it's just something you can't even. This guy was wrecking our company, destroying retail investors, and the entire time we're sitting here losing our money while this guy's being extorted as the CEO and chairman of AMC. So how far did this go? Did Aron purposely destroy retail shareholders due to the blackmail he was facing after a larger financial institution had all the details of his misbehavior? I mean, it's just disgusting. It's so ridiculous. And this is what he does. Where can I buy his nudes? Diamond Hands, nasty old man. Absolutely. Ryan, Ben knew this. Why release it the same day as Taylor Swift debut? Because the stock was running. The stock was running like crazy the past week or two, and they needed a way to crush the momentum, and they did it again. No, if you let this stock squeeze, we will expose everything about you, is what I'm getting. 100%. He's weird with those ugly sweaters. Yeah, it's just like when Cat Stryker finally got to talk to him, and he was just sitting there staring at her tits. What's up, Busy Brands? He's weird with those ugly sweaters. Yo, yo, yo. Bullish citizen. I trust Aron and doesn't control the stock. AMC was primed for a retreat. Whatever, man. Terrence Dixon, where can I buy his nudes? It's all bullshit. Day of Reckoning. Earning your money today, have the billions of shorts closed. Nope, you don't lose shit until you sell. And dude, buddy, I agree with you, but at this point, you can go ahead and completely assume that Aron is 100% compromised as the CEO. Aron is compromised to the financial industry through his bad behavior. He should not be chairman and CEO of the company. They can control him way too much. It's really ridiculous. I mean, it's just disgusting. Here's the link to the article if you guys want to read it. I have a feeling in the coming weeks, you're going to see the photos come out. They all went to Epstein Island and touched underage women, etc. So the shit they say ain't nothing new. They all did, man. They're all disgusting. Aron is a globalist scumbag who is completely compromised. Completely compromised, and in my opinion, probably intentionally did what he had to do to tank the stock. If I had a chance to look at you or look at boobs, I'm looking at boobs. Dude, it's so in the article, it explains the scammer sent a photo of a 17-year-old Russian model, which Aron then said, "Are you the ballerina that did unmentionable things to me?" Right? So not only that, when did this happen? Was this in 2020, 2018, 2019? It's just disgusting, man. Adam Aron is 100% a compromised asset on the board of directors at AMC, and now it explains a lot why this happened. There's a lot going on here. The entire time he was fighting that blackmail, this is what happened to the stock. The entire time. It did nothing but go down because he was purposely and intentionally crashing the stock, destroying the company, and screwing over retail shareholders. And people are still out there going, Adam Aron's a good CEO. Adam Aron was completely compromised. It's no wonder he didn't want to do T0 because they said, if you do it, we're going to expose you. So CEO Adam, in my opinion, was 100% compromised the entire time that AMC stock went from 43 to 4 during the time when Alder Lane Eggs brought T0 to the table. In my opinion, and it's very possible Adam Aron was compromised not only by said scammer, but larger financial institutions, of which ordered him to specifically push retail investors out of AMC. Via the article written by Liz Hoffman, it sounds to me like Adam Aron is an adulterer, globalistic sexual predator. Globalistic. An adulterer, and also very sick in the mind, as he has had relationships with Harvey Weinstein. It doesn't surprise me that A can't tell the difference between a 17-year-old and a 30-year-old. It's pretty disgusting. What other skeletons failing at maintaining the stock price for 3 years seems incredibly sus, especially after he sold Ape to Antera for 68 cents a share. I want to see the tape. I want to see Adam Aron's messages during this time frame. I want to see the correspondence that he got from Antera. I want to see everything that was going on. This guy is such a fraud. AA fighting some very powerful criminals. AA ain't fighting criminals. AA is the criminal. I don't know how you guys don't get this yet. Adam Aron intentionally crashed the stock to push retail investors out of their voting power. Who's pushed out? Because if we were, they would have been. I don't even know what you just typed there, man. Why is the turning on him now? Is the question. Seems like RS didn't save them. No, the problem is he wants people to turn on him now. He wants retail out of the play. You guys don't get it. Ape was designed to push people out of the vote. I knew it was going to go through. That's why I was long Ape. I knew it was going to go through because the AMC retail investors fell off so hard that nobody was voting. The voting power was already gone. Ape was specifically made to put the nail in the coffin to get rid of the retail vote and give it back to institutional hands, right? So he does that. And then after it's all said and done and the stock goes back to 1150 and it's running, and it looks like it's going to keep running and squeeze into the Taylor Swift stuff, he comes out with this nonsense talking about how he was sending nudes and cheating on his wife and getting blowjobs from Russian ballerinas and stuff. He's the criminal. Adam Aron is the suit. You guys still believing in Adam Aron literally need to go get an MRI. You need to go get a CAT scan. Get your CAT scanned. It's hilarious. Dude, Adam Aron made $40 million off of you. $40 million. He sold stock at the highs and then crushed the price down into new lows. Honestly, who gives a shit? It has nothing to do with the stock going up and down. Yes, it does. It specifically does. Terrence, you are a confused individual, man. You are very confused. If you guys are still in the play, good for you. But when this thing goes back from 12 down to 7 again, you're going to be crying the blues. Adam Aron did this today specifically, set this up because the stock was running and they needed something to come out to cause drama in the stock price. I should have bought puts. I should buy puts right now on it. I should have bought them this morning as soon as I saw that article. Gee, I think I'm going to. I think this was specifically designed to mess up the trade again. You guys keep holding the stock and letting your money just sit there and dwindle. I don't care, man. Good luck to you. I hope you make your money. I've told everybody that. But if you still believe in Adam Aron, you're confused. You're a confused individual. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot for 10. Why are there still adjusted options on here? Like Ape is still trading. Let's see here. RSI's through the floor. I usually don't buy right there. We'll see. But I'm going to start looking at AMC puts because this is only going to spiral. More will come out about Adam Aron. Almost guarantee it. More will come out. And how do you think his wife feels? Dude, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. All right. On from that, back to TMF. TMF down 3% today, but that's honestly not that surprising after we just had over a 15% run. Again, TMF, the 20-year Treasury bond ETF, 3-levered, short sellers, hedge funds have an all-time record high short on U.S. Treasuries, $500 billion or more. Now, the great thing is yields are starting to drop, which means the bonds are going to value up. And when they do, that means TMF is going to recover. TMF has nothing but gaps on the daily all the way back up into the 30 ranges, which is amazing. Now, this could take 6 to 12 months, but I said start buying at 550. Then I bought more at 4. I bought another $6,000 worth of TMF this morning at open. And now we just got to wait for the market to roll over because I do believe we have CPI today. Which we'll go check with Gavin and watch for that. Supporting your CEO, supporting Adam Aron, and liking the stock are two totally different things. She won't divorce him. They're already too old, man. She's already got her money. What's up, Prometheus? TMF, that's right. We don't believe in A. We all know he's a criminal, but they do not and never need a reason to drop his stock price. Well, he gives them reasons. He doesn't have to. That's the problem. Adam Aron doesn't have to do all this wonky shit that he does, like the intentional cash burns that he does. If you like Adam Aron, go for it. You guys are going to continue to lose money with him. That's all I'm saying. It's almost guaranteed that that guy is going to specifically do whatever he can to stop any type of stock price action to the upside. He does it all the time. Taylor Swift tweeted that her shit was going to be in theaters and AMC ran 12%. Adam Aron tweeted immediately after and it crashed 9%. I mean, this guy is the champion at blowing up stock prices with a tweet. I don't know anybody who can do it better than him. It's absolutely wild. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take puts out, even though I usually don't buy at the RSI. I'm going to go ahead and take some AMC puts out on this. I think more is going to come out about Adam Aron. I think now that he thinks he's in the clear, somebody's going to come out with some dirt. I'm going to do October 20s, and I'm going to do $10. No. I'm going to do 950. There we go. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, got my puts in. SPY cooling back off, taking a hit. The whole market's red today, so, whatever. I mean, if it moves with the market, it moves with the SPY. So, bond auction coming up. Sup, RWK? Terrence Dixon's in here just talking shit because he lost all his money. You guys are hilarious, man. You guys literally got hustled by Adam Aron. Could have made money on Ape. You didn't. And you're in here. Literally, I'm telling you, Adam Aron is admitting to this thing he did in 2022 where he was being blackmailed while our stock price went to 43 to 4. And you guys are sticking up for the clown. So, congratulations. You guys are literally you need to go get your CAT scans done, man. Everything done in the dark comes to light. I wonder if AA is playing the puts. He probably is. Adam Aron's investment manager is probably playing short AMC. If we looked at his investments, whoever manages them, he's got 3 or 4 different brokerages he uses, I guess. I guarantee you they probably shorted AMC. It's just like when all the stuff comes out with all the agenda, the LGBTQ stuff for these companies. They get crushed and you find out that they were shorting the stock. Probably going to buy more TMF again. I bought some this morning and then I held back some cash because I figured it was probably going to drop today. So RSI is through the floor on TMF right now. I'm going to go ahead and just place the rest of my order. This is going to be the easiest trade I've ever done is TMF. 2851. I'm going to do another 2,500 bucks. So I got about almost 9 grand in just today on TMF. And like I said, this thing gives you a 5-cent dividend every quarter. You get a 5-cent dividend every quarter for every share you get. There is like a 2% maintenance fee, but that's offset by the dividend. But all you got to do is sit here and hold this thing until it recovers because it's literally based off of US bonds. Oh, got to do a limit. Forgot. What's the price? 461, 4.65. We'll just put that. Preview. There we go. Boom. I'm loaded up on TMF like crazy. This is what we're looking at. TMF bounced 405, all-time low into a big reversal, gapped up. Right now, what we're seeing is the gap fill back down has been completed, and I think we're getting ready to go on a run. Probably back up to the $5 range. It's looking really good. The fact that it dropped today and it wicked out right on the gap fill is beautiful. So I bought a ton more. I should have waited this morning. I should have checked that gap fill. I messed up there, but that's okay. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter where you're in at right here because when this thing runs back 20, 30 bucks, what was the price on that one? 457. Yesterday's gap at 457. Should see some nice upside off the fill into CPI and other macro news. Yields devalued last week. Yields dropped on Monday hard, signaling interest in the safety of bonds compared to stocks. Boom, boom, boom. We are in such a good play, you guys. I'm telling you, I've been really happy lately because it's been a long time since I've been in a really good play that I feel so comfortable in. Bill Hester, everything done in the dark. I wonder if AA is playing the puts. So AA was messing with kids. So who knows what he's been doing because the photo the scammer sent him was of a 17-year-old girl and he started texting her and sending nudes. Now you're telling me an old man like that who's a big-time multimillionaire CEO sees this pretty young girl on the phone, probably naked, and goes, wow, she's really young and attractive, but doesn't go, oh, maybe I better be careful since I'm running a public company with hundreds of millions of dollars of shareholder money online. No, I'm going to text this girl and not even check her age. The dude's a creep, man. A is another lowlife polishing his balls, Tony De Niro. Yeah, absolutely. De Niro's such a clown, man. D's easy. Good morning, everyone. What's up, D's? I'm confused on CPI. It came in higher than expected, right? I didn't check yet. Let me check. I got so worked up over Aron. Gavin. Is CPI even out yet? It should have been out this morning, right? Government reported CPI came in at 3.7 today. What do you think the real inflation number is? Yep. So rate hikes aren't working and CPI is coming in hot. We're going to have really, really, really bad bank earnings into Christmas because loans are falling through the floor. New loans, we're at an all-time low of new loan generation, but consumer credit is through the roof. Credit cards are maxed. Defaults are going through the roof. It's a perfect time for downside in the market off of the SPY gap filled to the upside really hard. Like I said, I should have nailed these puts this morning as soon as I read that article, but I was more concerned about putting it out. We'll see what happens here. Looks like there may be some short temporary upside off the RSI, which I knew was coming. I should have waited, but that's okay. I didn't take out a big position. And I got till October 20. This thing goes back down to 9. Before that, it's going to be a good play. We'll see. The whole market's just getting massacred right now. So, but I've got 3,800 shares now of TMF, and I'll hold it until it goes back to 20. I don't care if it takes a year or 2 years, because I'll get my 12-month. I'll get my 12-month tax break on the capital gains, so it's perfect. Oh my God, what in the hell? Trying to use calculator and it's not working. 3880. And while I wait, I'll make $194 a quarter. So every 3 months, I'll make 64 bucks just for sitting here and waiting, which isn't a lot, but it's nice. You just sit there and you're making 64 bucks every month off of the quarterly dividends they have at 5 cents. And as it goes up, if they increase dividends, that's even better. Like I said, look at this thing, and look at specifically on March of 2021 when AMC went through the roof to like 31 bucks all in a matter of minutes. The IWM squeezed, GME squeezed. So did TMF. TMF and the bonds squeezed like crazy to $55.26 on the same date that all the stocks ran, weeks before Melvin Capital collapsed. And then they shorted the piss out of it. And then they said, hey, we can short this thing all the way back down, the U.S. Treasuries. We can short the piss out of them. Well, now, with war, with everything going on in Israel, Ukraine, China looking at Taiwan, we got a presidential election coming up. Biden is a complete disaster. He's destroying the country. It's absolute anarchy. We have an invasion happening in America with mass immigration, illegal immigration. People are starting to look at the market and go, man, we're not making any money in this. We should probably just go buy bonds because they're yielding 4.8%. Our T-bills are getting 5.2%. So they're like, well, we should start going into that. And the more people start going into buying those bonds and the bonds start valuing up, the yields drop down. Haven't lost because we haven't sold. You keep saying we lost when we haven't lost shit. No, you're done. This is my opinion, dude. You are bag holding so bad that you're in denial. You will never, if your cost average was $10 on AMC before the reverse split, you now have a $100 cost average. AMC is not going back to $100. You will be holding this the rest of your life, meaning you are losing because the money you have locked up in AMC could be earning you 5.5% on a T-bill right now, but instead you're sitting in AMC just letting the value fluctuate. You could be earning a guaranteed 5%, but instead you're sitting in AMC, which is probably about to take a downside again. So I'm actually getting ready. I'm going to buy more puts when this RSI peaks. Actually, maybe I'll just get in right now again too. I'm going to load. Buy to open. Puts. There we go. That's much cheaper. Let's do another 10. Yep, there we go. Now I got a really good placement on puts on AMC. October 20s. Because it is what it is. And coming on here and Day of Reckoning, want to bet. You guys are going to end up getting. I mean, you already did get smoked in AMC. Anybody saying they're still in AMC, good for you, whatever, if you like the stock. But trying to act like you're any type of 3 years of absolutely nothing. Luckily, I was in at the beginning, sold at 21, and then the stock collapsed, and then I bought in again and sold a little bit on the way up. And I bought in and out and flipped positions, and I flipped ape, and I made money off of it. I came out of AMC probably up 30 grand because of what I did. And everybody came in and, oh, you're a flip flopper. Oh, this and that. You're not buying and holding. Well, everybody that bought and hold just ate shit. I told everybody AMC would probably creep back up to 10 bucks. It was ready to go to 11, probably 12 something because of the gap fill that's going on here. But look what they're trying to do. They're trying to crush it before the gap fill on bad news. Plus the market, the inflation numbers just came in and they're shit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I won't be surprised if this thing fucking collapses again. If it doesn't reach the gap fill, this thing is going into the dirt. Well, we'll see. Either way, let's see if we got any TMF news today. Who's talking about bonds today? God, these crypto fucking scammers. The dollar sign values don't work in the search anymore. Bond yields. Treasury 30-year. Oh, no. That's old. That's old news. Latest. There we go. The credit event of this cycle isn't the yen carry or short treasury basis trade. It's bonds. The financial situation will force yields higher, and the Fed will lose control of the bond market. This will crush earnings and force the Fed to do QE, YCC, and usher in stagflation. I don't think the yields are going to go any higher. I think they're probably ready. Look, they've raised rates so many times, and all that's happened in raising rates is inflation has continued to grow. So at this point in time, the best thing to do before banks collapse because they can't give out any loans and they're not making any money is do an emergency rate cut. They start doing rate cuts and they get things back down to 5%. People will go out buy homes, they'll buy cars, the market will come back around, and suddenly inflation will start dropping. That's just what it is. They need to get gas prices down as much as possible. For instance, if the 2-year yield is at 3.4% and the 10-year drops to 3.2, it can imply a lack of confidence in long-term economic stability. In such scenarios, long-term bonds are often considered safer, even if they offer lower returns than the short-term counterparts. True. Very true. Oh, Neos. I'm going to follow them. That's a good follow there. He's tweeting a lot about it. TLT bond lows down 1.35, yield rising. 10-year yield to 4.649 from a low of 4.532 overnight. 30-year yield 4.789 from a low of 4.61. So yields did rise a little bit. So bond yields went up after they crashed. They went back up a little bit. But that could indicate maybe that the Fed wants to do another rate hike. If they do, the economy is going to take a shit because nobody can afford anything. Auto loan defaults are piling up. Home loans defaults are growing. And Christmas is inbound. Looks like it's going to be a bad sales year. I think yields will fall back off by December when the Fed is forced to do emergency rate cuts. Just so people can go shopping, man. Like literally. People are going to start shopping smarter. Well, that was an exciting morning. Aron's a creepy old predator who apparently had young Russian ballerinas doing unmentionable things to him, which is really interesting. While he is the CEO and chairman of the biggest theater company in the world, after he destroyed all his retail investor stock prices. So how deep does the rabbit hole go? How much blackmail is he actually facing? How compromised is he? And in that, did he in fact do specific things in the company to destroy the stock price at the behest of bigger financial institutions that had the dirt on him? So we'll find that out. Mark Cohodes is back in the game, man. He's up on it. They've been working on stuff. I guarantee you he's going to start looking deeper into Aron, and when he does, he will expose him. It's going to be absolutely insane. Here's a tweet from Aron in 2016. Had breakfast with Harvey Weinstein, associated with more than 300 Oscar nominations in his legendary career. See his films at AMC theaters. It's hilarious, man. I mean, they're all the same guy. They're all the same old money, creepy dude. I heard a crazy story yesterday. A woman was talking about how her husband has flawless business credit and they're doing very well, but she said she has 25K worth of credit card debt. Well, it depends on how they're using it. I mean, here's the problem. People will run up credit card debts like crazy on their personal accounts. But if the business credit they have in their business is good, that's totally different because they're separate entities. So they could have great business credit and she's using personal credit cards on the side. They could be supporting that said business with that credit card income. And then all she does is file for a bankruptcy or she defaults on her credit cards and goes through one of the credit correction things while the business takes all the money. I mean, people do that all the time. So we'll see. There we go. Here comes AMC back to the downside. I think she's going to get smoked. Puts are going to start printing like crazy. I bet this thing goes back. Let's see. Is there any gaps on the upside? I don't think there is. But I got a feeling we're going to come back down and we're going to retest. I got a feeling we're going to come back down to the 8 range by the time this is all over. Maybe it tries to gap fill, but shorter term, I think it's maybe 8's a little too much. Let's just say 9.11. That's funny. I don't know. Maybe $8, $9. We'll see. You would think it would have like here. You'd think it would already would have done and completed that gap fill. So again, TMF yields drop. CPI came in hot. It dropped a little bit. I bought more this morning. I wanted to load up as much as possible under $5. I did it. I am now sitting on 3,880 shares. I'm almost 100% in TMF, and now it's time to sit back, let the economy crash, let the Fed go crazy. The wars are going to war. The Fed's going to Fed. And I'm going to sit here and hodl on TMF because this ETF, this fund, has nothing but endless gaps to the upside. And in that, with everything going on, with inflation through the roof and consumer credit at all-time high usages with defaults going through the roof, bank profits are eventually going to come in absolutely horrid. Especially through Christmas, I believe, is going to be one of the worst shopping seasons we've seen in years. And when that happens, you're going to see some major market downside. And if you look at the SPY on the daily, we did gap fill to the upside, which I called perfectly. I should have played it more myself. I didn't. I was doing too many other things, and I should have just, I knew it was going to gap fill to the upside off this bottom trend. I should have called it or played it. I should have took out a big call option on this for longer dates. But let's look at this. Let's see this. That was October 4th into October 12th. So if we do see downside now, I would say another 10 days or more. Maybe we flutter around. Maybe it tries to go up to the upper resistance line. But since that was a gap fill, it could see some serious downside incoming. I think eventually, after all is said and done, the SPY is going to have to correct right back down, and the chart matches perfect with it, back down to these 420 levels again, and maybe it breaks through there. So I would say probably next week sometime, I'm going to start looking at SPY 420 puts by, let's check the date. What day would this be? This would be the 19th. I'm guessing the 23rd. I'm going to look at SPY 420 puts. SPY 420 P October 20. All right, got my note. Because I personally believe the market's set up for some serious downside incoming. Because there's no gaps, there's no upside gaps. This huge gap up here. Now that's kind of already filled because of this line here. So this is setting up for more downish. Yeah. So we'll see what these AMC puts do. I'm going to continue to watch TMF. If TMF starts falling back off, which I don't think it will any further because it did fill this gap, which was really nice that it came back down. That's really healthy when you have a run like that and the gaps start to fill. That is a good indicator of potential upside incoming, and we'll just continue to watch the bond yields. So either way, literally just stop paying. She said she's going to let go into collections and negotiate a pay for deletion. People, yeah, that's exactly what I said. People do that. They'll start a business and then they'll take out a ton of personal credit. They'll default on the credit and go to a credit correction agency, pay like a quarter of it back, and then they move on, and a year later they do it again. Still holding AMC, GME, not selling, do your puts, but stop trying to. I'm not trying to get people to sell AMC, Randy Erkins. I'm just saying that you guys that are overhyping it right now are fools. It's ridiculous. The stock is down from 43 to right now it's actually only $1 because of the reverse split. And people, if you want to come in and hype AMC, go ahead. I'm not going to tell anybody not to write a comment, but I'm going to completely disagree with you, and I'm going to say whatever I want to say. You guys think me talking about downside on AMC is going to hurt your stock, but you don't care that Adam Aron's out there getting blowjobs from potentially underage ballerinas? That's how insane you are. Paid off all my credit card and all my debt with profits from swing trading. Ape, baby, win-win. That's right. And everybody else could have been a part of that, but they were too busy following and simping over Cat Striker. We swung Ape multiple times, paid off debts. Oh, man, I did a fence. I did freaking new air conditioning system. I bought my Polaris. This year was really good for me. And it's crazy. It makes me wonder how so many people have left the channel. It cracks me up. Because we were calling out absolute bangers last week playing options on the SPY and Tesla. Just killing it. Killing it. And I'm sitting here today now too. You know, all the AMC people left. Instead of wanting to make money, they're throwing tantrums and they're going to other streamers that just blow sunshine up their butts. It's hilarious. But again, like I said, you know, this chart so far on AMC or on SPY is the chart on the SPY so far is doing pretty good, actually. We'll see. So to close, CPI came in at 3.7, 2 points higher, 0.02 points higher than expected. And the market's reacting to it. I think it's going to correct pretty good. Back to the upside eventually. The SPY's starting to recover a little bit, but we could see, I think, some major downside incoming because the SPY gapped up and cleared that gap. And now looks like we had a really green week. Now it looks like it wants to go back to the downside. Regardless, I'm holding TMF. I don't care what price it's at. This thing could literally go to 3 and I don't care, because what's going to happen is eventually the bond market's going to recover. Bonds are going to value back up. Yields are going to drop. Stocks are going to drop. And TMF and TLT are going to start filling these gaps to the upside. And by the time we get to $6 to $7, everybody's going to be like, I wish I would have got in. It's too late. And we're going to be sitting here like, yo, we're already 6 months into a 12-month hold and we're sitting at almost 100% gain. And if this thing ever goes back to 10, 20, 30 bucks, 200-300%, you collect dividends the whole time. You can sell on the way up in little bits if you need money. It's just an easy, good play that is definitely going to pay out, in my opinion. So either way. Anyways, thanks for coming to the channel, everybody. Please hit the like button, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. I really appreciate you guys. That's about all I got for today. I'm going to go finish eating the green chili black bean stew that I made the other night. And I'm just going to enjoy my day. I hope you guys too. So see y'all later. Frog Stonks out.